Happy Tuesday. This is Tara Garcia with Identity Mission, here with you for Tara's Tuesday Talk, and I just wanted to have a little chat with you about what's fresh for me right now, and maybe it'll resonate with you as well. Actually, my daughter Hosanna said something yesterday that reminded me of a sweet little moment that is going to be our topic for today. Let me share that story with you to open us up. It was when we had first gotten here in New York for our visit. We had to be quarantined for 2 weeks before we started or stayed with my family. And so obviously, a friend let us have their winter home to stay in, which was a super big blessing. And it was a beautiful home, perfect for our not super small family. So enough bedrooms and all that wonderful thing. But of course, the kids were still a little uncomfortable the first couple of nights. And so Hosanna, tucking her in, my daughter, trying to get her to sleep, just trying to connect something for her to help her go to sleep, because of course it was that she was missing home and wanting to be home or be with our family or whatnot. It was weird. We were staying in a stranger's house. Nobody was coming to see us. This didn't make sense for how our typical visits to the States go. For as most of you know, we live in Honduras on the mission field. So we're in this strange house. She's in this strange bed. And so I look up and I see, it must have been the first night, I see on the wall a picture, a little, word art that says, love is spoken here. Well, it so happens that the kids in the bedroom in Honduras have wood art that says, love is spoken here. And I was like, look, Hosanna, a kiss from the king. And so yesterday she said, Mom, remember that kiss from the king? And she was telling me all about it. It took me a moment to remember, kiss from the king, what? And she just reminded me of that sweet moment in the house where I shared with her how when I was younger, we would always, probably college, we would just talk to each other in Bible study and whatnot about kisses from the king. What was your kiss from the king this week? And so just a sweet moment that you had of a revelation or just a nudge or just whatever realization that you had that Jesus was with you at that moment, or what we called kisses from the king. And I hadn't used that phrase in a stinking long time, but it was perfect for that moment with my daughter at night. And I explained to her what that kiss from the king was, that, that picture, that phrase was in the very bedroom she was spending the night in to make her feel comfortable, to know he was with her, and to help her to rest. And so she reminded me of that yesterday. I forget why, but I loved it. And so I wanted that to be our talk today, because sometimes we forget, especially in the busyness or the mundane. Both can make up our lives, especially if we've got kids. We're doing all these extra things right now, but it's the same thing. It feels like the same thing every day. I was thinking of our sweet foster moms in Honduras for Identity Mission. Usually that means, a lot of our foster moms have more than 2 or 3 kids. And even when it's not quarantine and COVID, we can get in this same routine when there's a lot of kiddos at home, and I know you probably have the same experience. And so we get in these routines, and it feels very mundane right now. I think things feel very mundane because we can't leave our homes and we can't do extra exciting, fun things. And so getting in the mundane, whether it's right now because of the time we're living in, or whether it's all the time for the crazy busy lives we may have. I was thinking about our foster moms and dads that stay at home with the kiddos. How same routine, take them to school, get home, do this, clean dishes. I feel like by the time I get finished with breakfast and cleaned up, it's time to do lunch. And I'm just like, really? That's just the way it feels. And that's normal life, not even just now, but some of you may be experiencing that for the first time, not going to work every day as well. And so whether it's during quarantine or whether it's every day, learning how to break the mundane maybe with a simple thought of, what was my kiss from the king today? What was my kiss from the king this week? And just trying to realize that sometimes, we don't need a fun outing, or we don't need summer to get here so kids are out of school so we can break the mundane. We can just sit and offer him that space, whether it's a new Bible study, just making the point to wake up a little early and pray. Not my favorite, but when I do it, it's so worth it. Just like the afternoon jog, when I do it, it's so worth it. Always feel better afterwards. But so my encouragement to you, as Hosanna reminded me yesterday, was to break the mundane right now by looking for a kiss from the king. What's a special moment? What's a verse that he just reminded you something? What was a revelation that this week he's given you? If there hasn't been any, maybe give them some of the space for it to happen. Ask the kids to, give you some space. I'm going to look for a kiss from the King. It can be a fun thing with families. Or with your friends for Bible study. Challenge each other to share those kisses so they become even more precious. And because I totally would have forgotten that one that Hosanna reminded me of yesterday, of the word art, love is spoken here, and that was a kiss for her. So yeah, just a little challenge to remind each other. And that's my prayer this week, now that this is a fresh reminder for myself, is to pray that some of our foster families in the mundane, where things maybe can feel a little overwhelming right now because they can't go to work and whatnot, that they can look and have those kisses from the King, that God gives them those sweet moments, and that'll just be something that's a big part of their week this week. That's my prayer for them. That's my prayer for you. If you get a kiss from the King this week, or have had one recently, would you share with us here below in the comments, and let us rejoice in that with you as well. Blessings today. Have a beautiful day wherever you are. Thanks for listening.